This is the Voices of Misery podcast. This show isn't for the easily offended, so PC police on patrol stand by. You've been warned. Now let's join the nerd and nerdette with another podcast for that ass.
Dun, 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 dun. Welcome back to another episode of the Voices of Misery podcast. I'm, of course, one half of the dynamic duo whose lives are falling apart by the day, the nerd, and you are
Nerdette, man.
Always sitting across the table from me today. How you doing?
This has been a horrible day.
It's been a horrible day, and we can't really talk about a lot of things, but I do want to say that the Random Podcast will be back next week. This personal things been going on, with people, and it's just a crazy time for everybody right now. So, life comes in the way, and sometimes you can't get something done, and it's okay. It's not a big deal. That's why we're back. Your favorite duo, your favorite dysfunctional couple.
Sit here and bitch and complain.
While I try to grope you from under the table and talk about some random shit that's going on. But good for these people that we do have stuff to talk about today. Even though we just put one out yesterday, we're putting one out today just to give people their content for the week. And the random boys could not be here today because they are taking care of some personal issues, which is fine. Shit happens in life, and like I said before, things come up. But that's why we're here. So we're gonna do another podcast for that ass, motherfuckers. You got anything you want to add to that?
No, that's fine. It doesn't bother me that they're. I mean, it sucks, but shit happens. So I'm not upset about it.
Shit happens. There's no reason to be upset.
I'm pissed off about our fucking Wi-Fi has been out since midnight last night.
I woke up. Man,
this is the thing. You don't realize how much you need Wi-Fi until you don't have it, because we run on Apple TVs in this house. Mm-hmm. You need Wi-Fi to do that. That we can't watch TV without the Apple TV and the Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. Kids' schoolwork, we need the Wi-Fi. Freaking anything, man. And it's just so annoying. And then I call and I'm on hold forever. And they're doing all these stupid testing. And he kept saying noise on the line. What the fuck does that mean, dude?
Yeah, dude.
I don't work
in that company.
There's noise on the line. Well, then tell them to be quiet. Like, what do you want? Well, we can't get a technician out there until tomorrow sometime. Well,
Jesus.
Fine. I mean, I understand. Fine. They can't help it. But it's just like, God damn it, I'm pissed off. Because now Jenna's not going to have her TV tonight, so I got to hotspot my phone and hide it in her room somewhere. And hopefully that she doesn't freaking mess with that. It's a pain in the ass. Like, I know it's such a stupid problem, but everything in this house runs on Wi-Fi. And, it's just very aggravating to me.
Well, the thing about our phone plan, we had a really good phone plan, and they doubled. I think they gave us an extra 20 gigs during the pandemic.
Well, thank God.
So I think we already had 20 gigs, and now we got 40 gigs of hotspot each device. So, if your phone went slow, we could use my phone, and we could use the kids' phones, and then we could put all the tablets on hotspot.
Well, how are we going to know that in the middle of the night?
Who knows? Hopefully she sleeps through the fucking night for once. But I woke up this morning, and it was 2:30 in the morning. I only slept for a couple hours, and I woke up, and I was like, all right, cool. Normally I grab the iPad, look for some news topics, or just try to promote the podcast any way that I can, get the name out there somehow. Or find marketing, all sorts of shit. I'm just constantly doing something at night. And the fucking iPad I like using is only Wi-Fi at the moment. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, fucking A, why is this thing not working? It's the big giant iPad. It's not working. You motherfucker. Because this happens a lot with the Wi-Fi. So I get up, I do the thing.
Well, we have Spectrum. And I've heard other people complaining about Spectrum. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they go through as much as we do. We have to reset our box at least 2 to 3 times a week. Just reset it, unplug it and plug it back in, and then all of a sudden it works again, and it's fine. Mm-hmm. So we reset the box at least 6-7 times today.
I did it myself at least 3.
Right, and then I was doing it all day long. Yeah. And finally I just got sick of it, because we both figured there was an outage somewhere, something was going on, and finally I just called them, and they're like, yeah, well, you're shit out of luck.
Assholes. Because there was an outage, a massive outage. It was all over the country where Spectrum customers are available to get the service, are so fortunate enough to get this service, And yeah, man, I had to use my smaller iPad that actually has LTE service on it. And no big deal. I just used a smaller iPad. It felt weird because this other one is giant.
About Wi-Fi, but god damn it, everyone's life runs on internet, man.
Yeah, and being home right now, unfortunately, kind of really puts a damper on that whole situation. So yeah, I mean, our TVs haven't been working all day, but we did hotspot and we got certain things working, and we have a solution. We have to wait a couple hours. Boo-hoo. Tomorrow morning, they're going to be here pretty early, and they're going to fix our shit, hopefully. And
well, we're hoping to
give us some new equipment, relocate where the Wi-Fi box is, and I think we.
Yeah, I'm at least hoping for them to move the Wi-Fi box because I hate it being in the bedroom. Because if I have to reset the box and you're sleeping, like I can't.
Yep.
And our door is so loud. Our bedroom door is so loud.
Yeah, it closes funny.
Yeah, so
for some reason.
It's just I would rather it be in the living room so me and Sammy can just reset it whenever the hell we want. So hopefully they can do that too. I don't know if we got to make a separate freaking appointment for that. I don't know how picky these people are.
No, I think they'll handle it. I think they can do that because the guy's going to come up with a box anyway. Like, hey, is there any chance you could set it up out there? Make it work out there instead of in the fucking bedroom where I got a million things plugged into this one little strip.
Yeah, it's like a freaking fire hazard.
Exactly. I mean, last night when I was unplugging the thing, it was sparking a little bit. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go.
As I'm sleeping, peacefully, not knowing I'm about to die.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, we could die from anything.
We did have.
The good news is, if we died in a house fire, they would say it was COVID-19 complications, probably, because that's how they do it all now.
We did get while you were out doing your thing today, which I'll let you get to. We did have the house sprayed for bugs. It's a quarterly thing that we do, and usually they come in and they spray like the floorboards all in every room of the house, and then they spray around the house. This dude was like opening up every cabinet and spraying.
Oh, good.
Every freaking closet.
So he was thorough.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
But then I'm watching as he's about to leave and spraying like the mailbox and shit. And then he goes, "Don't let the dogs out for 2 hours until things dry." And now my mind's going, what? Because that's never happened before. And usually they say, don't let the dogs out for 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah. In case they rub up against the house. He said 2 hours. So I'm like, what the fuck did he do that I don't know about? Like, why is it different this time? Like, are they using something stronger? But I've never seen someone spray the mailbox. I've never seen that. So now I'm waiting for this bill. Like, did he go and spray the lawn and I don't know about it? Because I did not ask for that.
Well, you know what makes sense about the mailbox is they can colonize in there because there's holes and bees and wasps.
Oh, I'm fine. Like, I'm happy that it was done.
Yeah.
But did he give us a different service outside than I had ordered is my concern. Whatever. And I keep waiting for this freaking email to come in with the bill.
Man. We'll figure it out once it comes in. But I had a pretty good day. I went to my job interview, and it's so funny because I applied for this job yesterday at like 1 o'clock in the morning as I'm sitting in there in one of my nighttime can't sleep fucking moments. And I got an email the next morning. They're like, oh yeah, come in, apply. Or come in and interview. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Went in, interviewed, fucking walked in there. They're a very nice establishment, very nice people. They seemed pretty nice, and everything seemed pretty chill and laid back. I waited for about 10 minutes as the guy went to go get the woman, and she had to go get everything set up. Probably didn't think I was coming or some shit, because maybe she got stood up a bunch of times for these things. And went to this office, and it was very awkward, because normally you shake the person's hand, say hi to you. She came in with a mask on, and she just kind of like opened up this like weird saloon thing. I went back there to this room, and she sat like across the room, and I sat across the room, and it was so impersonal. But it went great. Like, it was probably the best interview I've ever done. And I'm normally really good on these things. But with this one, I just did really good. I really charmed and knocked the socks off. And it was only scheduled for about a half hour. But then afterwards, like after she was pleased with my answers, and you can tell by people's facial expressions and their body language how they feel about you. And I've done enough of these things, interviewing candidates for my other position and talking to people and shit, that I felt how this one was going. It went really good. And once we hit the half-hour mark, she's like, all right, well, I would like for you to stay and complete the second assessment, which is some personality thing where it's like 120 questions where they ask you those questions.
I hate those questions. Yeah. And then they reword it.
Do you like people? Do you hate people?
lie.
Do you like being in
lie.
crowds of people? Yeah. So, yeah, of course, you have to answer those questions a certain way, but...
Do they really think anyone answers those, honestly?
There probably are people that do, and they get disqualified.
I hate everybody on a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, that's a good way to vet
stupid.
people if they're paying attention. It's really not your personality. It's you can tell someone's a complete psychopath if they say, "Where's the answer?" I hate everybody all the time, and then they actually honestly answer because they don't give a fuck. So that's an easy way to vet people for the job. But I would say by the time I hit question like 110, they got really strange, asking some really weird questions that were like very hard to answer. I'm sitting there like, wait, what does this mean? It can mean 3 different things. Do you work at a leisurely pace? I'm like, but you asked me if I can work fast and stay focused earlier. I said yes, but then you asked me if I work leisurely, so I said no, I don't. So I don't know if whoever created this thing is a fucking masochist. Because holy shit, man, it just wasn't good. But I know I answered them all right, except for like 1 or 2, which kind of come off weird. But like, I'm a social person. I like to be the leader of parties. I like to speak in front of people, in front of a room, and all that bullshit I answered. And then there was a math test, which was about 25 questions that started off like, what's 7 plus 2? What's 9 times 9? And that, like, boom, 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 boom. And then the second part came, and there were like trick questions in there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And there was one in particular, and I don't remember all the numbers, but they were like, a customer comes in, they buy 3 items. $24.99, and then it says $17.49 and $13.82. So I'm like, did they buy 3 items at that first price, or did they buy these 3 items and that's the price of the 3 items that they purchased? And I can't ask questions. You can't use a calculator for the first half of it, and then the second half, when you have to use like tax and shit, you're allowed to use it. And I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I guess I'm just going to say these are 3 items that they're purchasing, and not 3 items at this one price, and this price is another item, and this price is another item. It has a total of like 5 items purchased. So I just did it that way, and she said she was very pleased with how the interview said. She said thank you, and I made a joke about how we can't shake hands and all that shit. She laughed at it, thought it was funny. And then, she was like, next week you'll have an interview with the GM after I grade your math assessment, which I feel pretty good about, because I like triple checked some of the answers that I thought were weird, because I haven't done some of this shit since I was fucking a teenager. And you don't retain it really that well because it's math, and you got to remember certain things like, how many decimal points I move this if I'm subtracting and adding and multiplying this and dividing this. And I did cheat a little bit because you're not allowed to use a calculator. And I figured, because she said she's going to check me multiple times, so I'm like, she's going to see if that calculator is turned on, because those are the ones that you can't turn off. You hit on, and you can see it. Like, it'll say 0 or have a number on there, and it'll stay for like 10 minutes.
On your phone?
On the calculator that they had on. She left it on the table because you could use it for the second part. So she was coming in a lot until she saw I was past that part, and then she stopped coming in when I was actually at the calculator part.
Yeah.
But on the phone, when I saw one I couldn't answer, I just typed in exactly as it was and wrote it down real quick and put it back in my pocket. So there you go. I cheated. But yeah.
Was there a camera in there?
I sure fucking hope not. So I ain't getting a call back. So this motherfucker doesn't know math. Dumb bastard. No, I'm pretty decent at math, just like the shit that matters. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I feel pretty good about it, though, and I have high hopes that I'll hear from this person and hopefully get this job. It pays very well. You get some decent commission out of it. Supposedly, I didn't get those numbers, but the best part is, it pays weekly.
Yeah.
Fuck, I haven't gotten paid weekly since I was in a fucking supermarket job, fucking early 20s.
Yeah.
It's been that long. It's been well over a decade. And I miss getting paid weekly. I don't know why companies went away from it, but it almost feels cruel that you can't get paid weekly because you need shit every day probably. And it's very hard to budget because once you get that first check, it's like, boom, it's all gone. So you really only get 1 check a month because you're paying bills and you're paying your mortgage and car.
Well, that's how
it sucks.
Your first check was always paying the bills and the mortgage and shit,
Always.
And then we had to wait for the second check to come in. It was always a pain in the ass.
I hate it.
And that's probably our fault for not budgeting, but it was still annoying because we tried budgeting and it still wasn't working out to the way we needed to. So yeah, I definitely don't like the bi-weekly checks at all.
But like weekly pay, let's say you get like $400, right? Mm-hmm. And and your mortgage is like $700. You could take $200 from each check and take care of that and still have money to enjoy the rest of the week, to take care of things, get your gas, get your lunch or whatever the hell you need, get your food, and pay a couple bills. It's easier to budget when you have a weekly paycheck. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it, but What else you got going on there, kid? Anything else happen in the past day since we've talked?
I don't think so.
No, not really.
Did something else happen?
No, not that I know of. It's just another day in the world. That's all it is.
Oh, what? I sent you off to GameStop because GameStop is allowing people to come in.
Yep.
And I called them, and apparently they've been doing it for weeks. We had no idea because we've been up there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have gone in. So I had you go in there because I'm obsessed with trying to get these damn amiibo cards for this fucking game.
You can only have 5 customers in the store, though. I don't think we can go in together.
Why? Because we're 2 people?
Yeah, 5. You can only have 5 people in it once.
Well, whatever. We'll tag each other.
It's so stupid.
You go in and look, and then I can go in and look.
Yeah,
then I'll come out and tell you what to go and buy.
I fucking hate this limiting bullshit. All right, go ahead.
Well, no, I want these amiibo cards, and apparently they stopped making them, and I don't understand that at all. Like, what do you mean you stopped making the amiibo cards? Because they were cheapy. You got 6 cards in a freaking pack or whatever. I don't freaking know. So that blows. I don't want the damn figurine amiibos. So I'm gonna have to go searching online where they're fucking overpriced and try to find them on there, and it sucks. I did not want to have to do that, but now that I know that they will not make them anymore, I guess that's what we're gonna have to do, and that just blows.
It's some absolute dumb shit. I can't stand it. I really don't. But one thing I can stand is the amount of people that are at home right now listening to podcasts. Everything's been going pretty good for us, at least in that respect, and just want to say thank you guys again for just sitting at home listening to us, because hopefully we can bring a little bit of joy into your life and maybe a laugh or two here and there. And also our friends over at the Hameen Media Group, hackerhameen.podbean.com, putting out great content every day.
We are making somebody in the Wednesday Locker Room very, very happy this week. This is our 3rd episode this week.
It's our 3rd one. It's not one every day, but it is something.
At least he's got something to listen to.
And we probably could have squeezed out another one this week if we were aware that shit was just going to go weird this week, and our friends were going to have some issues, but we'll let them talk about that next week in their random podcast. It's not our place to talk any people's business.
No, but we still got to record our Hameen episode anyway, so
yeah,
like that's fine. We'll do this as our 3rd one, and then
that's fine.
Do that episode.
Shit. We are never at a loss for content. We can always come up with something, and so yeah, we're going to be doing more episodes again until at least I get another job, and the hours are fucking great. To close at 5 every day. Oh my god,
that's nice.
That's phenomenal. Yeah,
What time do they open? 8?
Something like that. Yeah, I have to look again because that was what the signs on the door said. But then again, people are doing weird hours now because of this imaginary virus that's killing so many tens and thousands of people.
Did you hear that Steak and Shake? If you don't know, that's a restaurant down here.
They're done, aren't they? Done?
They're closing 57 stores. Or restaurants, sorry. 57 restaurants because they've lost so much money during this pandemic. They closed a few last year, but with not many people going to get food or anything, now they're losing even more. So yeah, 57 restaurants are closing permanently.
That's bullshit. All those jobs lost.
Yep. I saw that today.
And people are happy about this. The Cuomo brothers are still going on TV saying how dumb it is for people wanting to reopen the economy. We need to stay closed indefinitely and yada, yada, yada. They want this to stay closed until at least December.
Did you hear what...
Or January next year.
This has nothing to do about Corona or anything, but you brought up the Cuomo morons,
I
right?
fucking hate them both.
What's his name? Who's Andrew?
Andrew's the governor.
Okay. This dumb fuck.
Yeah, you can't get any dumber than that.
Went out, I don't know when he did it, but he went out and basically said everyone needs new license plates. And not only do you need new ones, you need to pay for them, right?
And have coronavirus stickers on them?
No, $25 for these new plates. This must have been months ago. I don't know when it was. Plus, if you want to keep your same license plate number, an extra $20 on top of that, because it would make it easier for the Easy Pass cameras to see. Well, apparently the cameras can't see any of it, so they're recalling all of them.
So people better get a refund.
Like,
he's an idiot.
This dude made such a big deal about these license plates, which are ugly as hell. But, well, I didn't like
Thank God we got the fuck out of New
the
York.
yellow-blue one either, the gold-blue. I hated those plates, too. But, yeah, he wanted everyone to get new license plates, pay for the ones that he wanted you to have. and then they don't even fucking work.
Donald Trump needs to shame these two motherfuckers on TV and like maybe send some FBI agents to their houses, kidnap both of them, put them on national TV, and make them kiss each other. Seriously, the ultimate fucking punishment for these two douchebag, idiot, fucking meathead, fucking Italian pieces of shit.
Are they Italian?
Yeah, Cuomo. Hey, fucking Cuomo, I'm the fucking governor of New York, and I'm Chris, and I'm emerging from the fucking basement like an asshole. Oh my god, man! Seriously, I don't even want to talk about them, but I do want to keep talking about New York though, because I got a message today, and I don't tell people's business, but yeah, it's a friend of the show, a listener of the show. They have a significant other that works in the hotel industry, and they're being forced to go back to work. And supposedly, from what the person told me, was that in these hotels in New York, they're basically putting up people like homeless people. And I did see something like this on TV. I just didn't pay enough attention to it. And people that are being released from prisons that don't have places to live are technically homeless because you get out of prison after 10 years, you got nowhere to go. So you're homeless. So you get put up in these hotels. And the person's significant other has to work in one of these hotels where these people are housed. Can you imagine the crazy shit that goes down in these hotels when you have a bunch of homeless and criminals, convicted felons, under one building, getting probably free food? They're getting free rooms because they have to be housed right now for some odd reason.
Who's paying for that?
Who do you think? The government.
That's crazy.
The government, they're just writing money.
But homeless people are homeless.
They're homeless.
Why are they? I don't understand. I guess I just don't understand.
Well, down here they close the hotels.
Now the convicts, I understand that, and the reason why I'm going to say it like that is because don't they usually have, like, I don't know what they're called, halfway homes, or halfway hotels or something, that when they certain areas, I don't know if it's everywhere, certain areas, if they get released from prison on normal circumstances, they just get released, not because of fucking COVID, but they house them there for like a certain amount of time and they go off. I didn't know they were. That's just, oh god, I don't know. I don't know. That's got to be. I don't know. I would be carrying a weapon on me or something.
Yeah, can you imagine being a woman walking around the hotel at like 1, 2 in the morning, just doing?
Wait, it's a night shift?
Yeah.
No.
But like just doing your normal duties.
No, I don't care. There's got to be. There's no. There's nothing. Like she can't call someone, HR or something, and be like, "Look, I'm a female. I don't feel safe."
I've got something to stack on top of the story after we're done with this part of it, because there is another article that I want to talk about. Because I did a little digging after I was told this, because it just doesn't sound right.
No,
it doesn't sound like something they
odd.
should do. It just doesn't sound like something you should do. You're putting people at risk because these fucking felons. You're just. Are
they going to have guards out there? Like what's going on?
Who knows?
These
knows?
people.
They need some sort of security there.
These people are going to be going into these rooms
with these fucking felons and shit.
No.
There's a lot of weird things with hotels too.
I don't know what her job is, but she's.
I don't know exactly what she does there, but it doesn't matter.
There's no way that there's creeps. Like housekeeping at night. There's no fucking way there's housekeeping at night.
Well, when I worked at
a hotel,
maybe
she works behind the desk.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's a locked. I would hope it's a locked door. You can call.
I would sure hope so, and you could send someone like me because that's what I used to do.
Maybe it's something like that.
Yeah, years ago I used to work in a hotel, and what I used to do was like the girl from behind the desk would get a call. I would have a walkie-talkie, and I would hang out.
And then they would send you to go and deal with whatever the thing is.
I would go there and do it. So hopefully that's what they're doing.
Hopefully that's what it is. Because otherwise, fuck no.
So you got to figure a lot of these guys haven't seen a woman in so long, and they've got a bed, they got four walls, they've got a shower, they've got everything they need.
Is there liquor in their mini fridge? Are they allowed to take that too?
Well, supposedly alcohol's a necessity, so why wouldn't they have it in there? I don't know. Yeah, they're fucking wet bars and just give them alcohol and stock it up every day for these hobos and fucking felons. It's just a weird thing. I just don't understand it. I mean, I do believe that homeless people should have a place of refuge, but it shouldn't be permanent. I don't know what this hotel situation is. Well, like, what do you do? Just evict them when this COVID thing mysteriously goes away in December after Trump gets ousted out of office if the Democrats get what they want? Oh, okay, we got the power. Get the fuck out the hotels. We're going to go back to normal. This COVID thing is over. It's done. We got what we wanted, everybody. Fucking waving their blue flag with Nancy Pelosi's dumb fucking face on it and shit. Fucking stuttering Joe Biden. I was so worried that I was going to have a Joe Biden moment during my interview today. I was just going to mumble. She was going to ask me a question. I was going to go, you know the thing, and start talking about dumb shit. Start mumbling. Luckily, that didn't happen. But to kind of piggyback on that story, though, I was doing a little bit of research on it, and I was looking to see if you can get fired if you refuse to go back to work. Because remember that thing that they said?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's got to be some type of protection for her.
There isn't. I thought there was. I remember seeing something where you don't have to go to work if you feel unsafe.
That's
you
what I
can
thought.
continue to collect unemployment, but I did some deep dive in here. This is the Occupational Safety and Health Act, or OSH, the OSH Act, or whatever you want to call it. So generally speaking, if the employer requires you to return to work, you must return to work. This is from Daniel Feinstein. He's a labor and employment lawyer at Davis & Gilbert LLP. Unless you could show that there's an imminent danger of returning to work. So that might be her only saving grace if she says, oh, these people are felons and you have to prove all this shit. So this allows the workers to refuse work. That's the Occupational OSH Act. If there's an imminent danger or your employer is not taking responsible steps to ensure a safe working environment. You would lose unemployment if you refuse, and the company really only has to provide social distancing. So if they practice social distancing and they give you the stuff that you need, like a face mask and hand sanitizer, you basically lose that case. Because they don't care about anything else. That's why they're releasing these criminals. They only care about social distancing.
Ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah, if the company has a social distancing sign up in the break room, and if they have gloves for you, and if they have the mask,
I could have
lose
sworn
this. But I saw the same thing you saw.
Yeah, was it South Carolina thing? Like, what's going on? Because I know that I heard you had a choice whether you wanted to work or not.
Yeah, maybe it's just here because apparently up there, if they tell you to go to work, you have to go to work. If they say, "Hey, come back to work," you got to go.
Time to look for another job.
And if you don't go back to work, you lose your unemployment benefits at sweet $900 a month.
BS.
Or $600 plus the $300, whatever, however much people are getting. And yeah, you lose it all for a bunch of felons and homeless people living in hotels that were reserved for tourists and people that should be going there freely. Yeah, that's it. Thank your Democratic side people, because that's exactly what this is. But anyway, there was a couple places. Yeah, I know. There's some places that are opening up right now. In Wisconsin, people were partying on a Wednesday night.
Partying?
Oh, yeah, they were partying. So more than a dozen people flocked to the State Street Pub in Green Bay by 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Owner Teresa Hansen chose to open up her bar as soon as she could. Once they gave permission, she did it like the very next day. People started dropping in without any kind of announcement on social media. And I'm all about this. The picture that I saw, the reason why I want to talk about this, the picture I saw was a bunch of people at the bar holding up their pints. The owner was smiling. No one had a face mask on. Everyone was happy. Yeah. That's the way it should be. That's exactly how this thing should be.
I mean, we saw it yesterday.
We did.
Right? Was it yesterday?
It was an outside
They were outside.
I'm
sure if we pulled over and went inside, I'm guaranteed there were people inside
I'm
too.
Sure.
But I don't know. Good for them. Like,
you gotta live
good
your
for
fucking
her.
Life, man.
As soon as she was able to open up, she did. She needs some money,
of course,
or she's going to lose her damn business.
We don't want more businesses lost. We need people to keep them open. That's what we need. People were having a good time. They were living their fucking lives, and that's what we need to do in times like this. You can't just shut down and live in fear with your head underneath the blanket, waiting for stimulus checks and overinflated fucking what's it? The fuck is it? The fuck is it?
Stimulus?
The shit that I'm getting denied for.
Oh, unemployment.
Thank you. You can't just sit around and wait for that. You can't just rely on the government to tell you when it's okay to come out from your fucking caves with your stupid fucking beard that you refuse to shave. Even though I've been pretty freshly shaved in this quarantine time. People are saying they can't get haircuts. They can't shave their beards. Like, you never heard of an electric shaver, you fucking yuppie?
Yeah, go to Walmart, man. Buy a $10 shaver.
Yeah. WAHL, Wall is the name of the company. They make some pretty damn good shavers. They're cheap, and you can get one for your head, one for your balls, and one for your taint even, probably, in one package. It's all good stuff.
What the hell?
Seriously, I sound like I'm plugging them, but I have a wall trimmer. I've only been buying them for years, and it doesn't give you necessarily the closest shave, but you don't look like a piece of shit when you leave your house either. And that's all I've been seeing are people with like these disgusting beards. And, oh my god. I don't know. What do you got?
Oh god, I just lost it.
Oh jeez, you want me to
Oh no, here it is. A restaurant in Virginia decided to send a message to the governor on their marquee sign. You know, the big sign, and you can
Where's
put all
this
the
at
letters up. Virginia.
Virginia, okay.
So, it literally says, and there's a picture online, "What the fuck, Governor? You're killing us. Open SWVA, Southwest Virginia." So she flat out just put it up there, and I thought that was hysterical. And she says that next week there will be another message up there, and she's going to keep doing it.
There's nothing wrong with what she said. People are...
Because she's losing money.
They're killing us. They are. They're really killing us.
Yeah, and I saw that, and I'm like, wow, like, that took some balls, you know? I don't know if anyone made her, because it did make the well, it's not the paper anymore. It did make the internet, right? And a story was on there. So hopefully they didn't make her take it down. But I guess she was getting praised for it and everything. People were coming by.
I'm praising her right now.
Yeah, and thanking her for it. So I'm surprised there's not more of those type of signs.
Well, sometimes things need to be said. And they need to know that people aren't so dumb. I mean, there are a lot of dumb people out there. If you go on any message board or any news article where they talk about COVID-19, you're going to see half the people say they want it back. Half the people say, keep it locked down forever. And the people that I think want to keep it locked down forever are just lazy, and they're getting that unemployment check. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
They like getting free money from the government. They're just lazy fucks. At least that's the way I see it. The ones that understand how life works want everything reopened, and they want to go back to work because that's how you make life work. You can't just give free money. Things are going to get worse for us in a massive way if we keep doing these stimulus checks. One more, reopen, get us back to work. That's it.
Yeah, I just want one more.
No, well,
just
we deserve
one more to cover shit. And then
we all deserve it because they shut us down for 45 fucking days. You can't just give $1,200 and be like, okay, that's enough.
Yep.
No, you need one more. Right before you reopen, say, here's one more, maybe even two more. Maybe give us this one, and after you reopen, because they're going to do it in stages, one more before the final reopening stage as like, all right, you guys are back. Thanks for sitting with us and suffering.
And here's your bill. Please pay as soon as you can.
They can't do that. What they need to do is sue China and get that money back, even though China would never fucking pay. Maybe just erase debts. Be like, all right, we don't know you shit anymore, motherfuckers. And there you go. Go bitch slap them if you have to.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but still, so somebody wants Tekashis 6ix9ine's money.
I saw that. Mm-hmm. I saw that, and good for them. Good. Like, the dude is trying to help.
And this is Keith Johnson. He's the executive director for Cooking for Kids, with a K, Cooking. He told TMZ, if the rapper's looking to do a good deed and help eliminate hunger, his past deeds shouldn't matter. As we told you, No Kid Hungry said, as a child-focused campaign, it is our policy to decline funding from donors whose activities do not align with our mission and values. To this, I applaud it. I think it's great. Somebody is saying, hey, we could use the money. We like to feed kids. We're not fucking this holier-than-thou fucking Christian virtue group.
And I could have sworn that they showed a picture of a truck, just like you said, where they cook out of the truck and they go around and they feed kids.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Hopefully he gives them the money then. Or even helps out. Give them the money and just help them cook it. Or whatever.
I don't know if he wants to be seen in public anytime soon. In an open area.
True.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a smart idea, but maybe hire someone to do it.
That's true.
And maybe they could wear his fucking stupid soft tattoo on the face.
So stupid.
Be like a lookalike or whatever.
Oh my God. This Florida man, did you hear about the one that avoided a friend for over a year?
Lucky bastard.
Listen, he avoided his friend for over a year because he pawned his friend's $60,000 Jaguar. Pawned it. Like, just...
Oh, my God.
The friend let him borrow it.
Fuck,
He went to a pawn shop and pawned it.
Probably got $10,000 for it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
So, the friend kept asking where his car was and why he wasn't getting it back. So, this guy just completely avoided his friend for over a year. The friend had to hire a private investigator to try to find the car. And it was a 20-year friendship that they had. So they knew each other for a couple decades.
Fuck.
He forged the power of attorney to go, he went to DMV to get the title.
He needs to go to prison.
Like, he went, like, all in.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He needs to get an ass whooping and then sent to prison. Well, he will only be let right back out.
Exactly.
He'll be let right back out and put in a hotel in New York.
It's not going to help. You can be arrested and convicted. Yeah. You're going to, spend a couple hours in there?
Does any of this make sense to you? Seriously, let's just take a step back from the topics for a moment.
Yeah.
Does any of this make sense to you?
No.
You send people to jail. They don't get
Because
convicted. They get
most
right
of them
back
deserve
out.
to be in there.
Yeah.
And then you're letting them out.
They get right back out.
Yeah.
No one's allowed to work. They're told to stay in their houses. We have to reopen in stages, even if we shut down immediately. Mm-hmm. It's just none of this makes any sense. Of course, we know why they did it. We know why they did it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense the way that this was implemented. None of it makes any sense, and you could tell this is a blatant shot at the current regime because they don't like it, and boo-hoo, we didn't get our way. Our person's not there. So they held this grudge for 3 years, waited for a moment where they could take advantage of a situation,
Yeah, but
and they did.
Yeah, but when you're talking about prisoners, I don't give a fuck.
I don't know why they're letting them out.
It
spikes the crime rate, duh. So the economy tanks, the crime rate spikes, and there you go. They're going to use all this shit. They're going to use it all.
Because I was going to say, like, I don't give. If you murder, you rape, you child abuse, you do any of that, you ain't getting out. I don't give a shit if you get sick. Mm-hmm. Fucking get sick and suffer. You can get it out here, apparently, because we're not allowed to leave the fucking house and go to the store.
Apparently. Yeah.
So why are you letting them out just to get COVID out here? It doesn't make sense. Keep them the fuck in. They're in there for a reason. Mm-hmm. Most of them, right? Some of them shouldn't be in there, but we've discussed that to death. I don't believe that these people should be released at all.
What about
it makes no sense.
What about my old customer that? Remember when I was on vacation and they called me? They were like, "Dude, he's on TV." He's like one of our most popular customers. He was a cool ass dude.
Yeah.
He would come in there and talk sports for an hour, shake everyone's hand. Very nice guy. You would think so. And then he was on the news murdering someone in a drug deal gone bad, and he's at the local detention center. Mm-hmm. Would they let him out?
Dude, he murdered someone. I don't want you out.
It just doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't care how cool you are.
No,
if you go and kill someone,
mm-hmm. I agree 100%.
Get the fuck in there, man.
The only people that should be let out were like small drug people or people that only hurt themselves. People that try to commit suicide or something, or people that fucking smoke weed or sold a small amount of drugs should be let out. That's it. Because apparently weed's essential, so why are the marijuana people in prison? Let them out. Why is it illegal? Maybe we'll revisit all that soon. And the only way I would ever vote for a fucking Democrat is if they made pot legal and cleared out student loans, because student loans are the biggest scam known to American society besides the Democrat Party right now.
Yeah.
So that's the only way, but then again, they would never fucking follow through with it. It would have to be a guarantee. More crazy shit coming out of New York, though. There was a video of police in New York grabbing a woman and pushing her to the ground as her young child looks on. This has turned up the heat on the city's law enforcement. And the pictures that you see really quick of the New York law enforcement and the various articles I've seen about New York, they walk like a fucking militia. There's like 7 or 8 of them. And they're always together.
You're talking about the city?
Yeah, in the city.
Okay.
They like patrol. And I don't know if this has always been a thing because I haven't been there in a very long time, but I've never seen it. I've always seen like maybe 1 or 2 together, like walking the beat out in the streets or whatever.
Walking the beat.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
I know, but
they call it the beat.
It's so stupid coming from me. It sounds like a video game.
From Lethal Weapon.
Oh, walking the beat.
You guys are on beat patrol now.
You're a beat cop.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, they're. I guess they patrol the subway stations now, and there's just so much crazy shit going on. But this woman was pushed to the ground as her young child looked on, and the footage has been shared widely on social media, so this thing went very viral. Shows several police officers in a Broadway subway station in a heated exchange with a woman holding her small child's hand. After the angry conversation escalates and things became physical, it took 4 officers to wrestle this woman to the ground and handcuff her while an onlooker repeatedly said that's too much. They then lift her off the floor and walk her out of the station, and she continues to shout at them. The incident apparently began when the woman was stopped from boarding a train because she wasn't wearing a face mask. An NYPD spokesman said that the altercation was provoked by the woman herself. Of course, an NYPD spokeswoman. This individual was arrested only after behavior toward officers warranted police action. It never should have gotten to this point. You are basically harassing someone for not wearing a face mask.
But there's rules.
But they don't even help.
I know they help you from not spitting and breathing on other people. If there's a rule, if it is known that you cannot get on this train or whatever without a face mask, then that was her stupidity. And why did she flip out over it? Get a fucking face mask and then go. I saw videos, and I don't know where this video was taking place. I honestly don't know. So it could have been New York. It could have been somewhere else. But I saw videos where people were walking by subways and people were standing there like officered people. Like, I don't know if they were cops or what the fuck they were. With a bunch of masks, and people that didn't have a mask, they were just handing them out.
Well, that's how they should handle it. Like, maybe she didn't have a mask.
But I don't... Why, when she has... If I have a young kid, like, just turn around, man, and go, like, figure it out. Like, can you ask someone, where can I get one?
Yeah.
Why is she acting like a freaking animal in front of her kid?
See, I
have a problem with her.
See, I think this is the case of people sick and tired of this.
I agree with that.
This martial law.
I agree with that, but if there is a rule, because there's got to be a rule. Everyone else had a mask on, but not her.
I see. I'm on her side because I myself am fighting against this thing. I think it's bullshit. If they would have handled it differently, like maybe we're not going to shut the economy down. We're going to let people earn a living. Maybe she's one of the people that lost her job and sitting around and fucking sitting there not collecting unemployment because they want to prove it or whatever the story. We don't know her story. But, like, you force people into these situations, and then you come at them for not wearing a fucking face mask.
But
either make them optional and reopen the economy under that condition, like maybe wear a face mask for a while, and we'll see if we can ride this thing out for a little bit. But you can't shut things down, take away people's income, not even say if they're going to do a second stimulus, because we're still waiting on that decision, if they're actually going to bless us with more money after forcing us to not make it ourselves. And then you're going to force them to wear face masks in public, and if at the fear of being imprisoned, fuck that. They're taking away all of our human rights. The Constitution is being shat on right now. They're fucking with us.
I agree with you. Like, I don't agree with how things are handled. Like, I agree with that. Like, it should be optional or whatever. But if it's not, like, if we went to Walmart tomorrow, and they're like, I'm sorry, you can't enter the store without a face mask, I'm not going to sit there and pitch a fit and act like a moron.
No, because there's nothing, because I don't want to be there anyway.
Like, no. So I would just turn around and be like, either go get one or go home. There was no reason for that.
Maybe she was trying to go home, and because she's at the subway. Maybe she was trying to go home.
Well, then how'd she get there without a face mask?
Maybe there was no cops that saw her at the time. She just got on. No one said anything to her, and just like we saw the lady walking a fucking Walmart with a pit bull the other day, a raggedy ass dog.
Yeah, that was fucking strange.
Some people will enforce things, and some people won't. It's just that these police, it's like this thing where they have too much power now, and they can enforce even the dumbest shit and give people shit. And cops love giving people shit. Not all of them, but a lot of them love giving people shit and just having some kind of power. If I was a cop and I saw a woman with her kid without a face mask, I'm not going to bother her. Just sometimes you turn the other cheek. Just use your fucking use your human judgment. Everyone knows this fucking thing is stupid. Mm-hmm. This whole thing is stupid. I don't think you can find any high majority of people that think this is the right thing we should be doing, unless you're wearing a suit and you're on TV and you're a millionaire. The only people that don't care about this are the millionaires. Seriously, I haven't seen one person bitch except for Matthew McConaughey, who had really cool comments about this thing being overblown. And he said,
really? What did he say?
Basically, he said, "Don't make this political."
What? Don't make it political? It was political the day it happened.
The day it happened. This whole thing's been political. It's never been about protecting people. It's always been a political thing.
That's why they're slinging mud. Political.
Yeah, but he had a really cool thing. One story I do want to keep my eye on is something really sad. Melissa Etheridge, her kid died. So she's an Oscar or Grammy-winning rock star. If you don't know, she announced Wednesday that her son, with filmmaker Julie Cypher, died. And she, if you don't know, she's a lesbian. They got the artificial in vitro, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she said, he was young. Yeah, he was really young. And her people said, "We're sad to inform you that Melissa's son Beckett passed away, and there will not be a Concerts from Home show today." What she was doing was basically performing Facebook Live concerts and offering like these virtual guitar lessons for like $10.
Yeah.
Where she was like teaching people how to play guitar and just doing these things and just doing stuff for her fans to kind of give them something to do. So at the time they posted the article, it was unclear what his death was. So immediately I thought to myself, they're going to try to blame this on COVID-19, right? Mm-hmm. They did update it later that day, and apparently it was because of opioids, and Melissa Etheridge herself wrote that on her Twitter page. So I'm going to keep my eye on this, because if they say he tested for corona, or he had the antibodies or some shit, they try to pass this off as COVID-19 death. I think.
Do you think though that they're going to keep talking about it?
I don't know. She's a very high profile person, so they might Most ever? Yeah, she's a big star.
From the 90s. Is she big now?
No, she's still a big name, and people are paying that $10 on Facebook Live. So, but the thing about that is, like, if they do the test, because they're going to do an update on this. And they're going to say, oh, well, we found... Because she did say it was opioids, and they updated the article. I don't know if they're going to let it end at that, or if they're going to try to say he had the antibodies and it's a COVID-19 death. Because I just don't put it past these fucking hospitals to try to pass everything off, because we have the numbers, we have the facts. It's out there in literature that they're giving all that money for people admitted with ventilators. So I wonder if they're going to try to pass it off as a COVID death just to get that extra couple grand and just to inflate those numbers even more.
I don't know. That's just a really sad story, though. It's like a lot of people are dying this week.
Yeah. They normally say it goes in threes, but it's a lot more.
A lot this week. Yeah. And none of them had to do with COVID at all. So it's just, God, this has been a really shitty fucking week. Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of people. And it sucks. I feel bad for everybody that's going through shit. We're all going through shit right now. No one more than the other. It's just that we have a voice right now. We got a little platform that we like to talk on, so we understand everyone's going through shit, but it's just not cool. It isn't cool. And the fact that we're reporting every horrible thing that happens is just making everybody's mood, the collective mood of America, has just gone down, and it sucks. Hopefully we get some good news soon. I'm hoping they reopen everything the way it's supposed to be, and we just get back to normal, because it's a mess. As
of Monday, they're opening all the community pools and shit down here. So, like, restaurants opened this week.
You all have to swim 6 feet apart. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. You must be 6 feet apart.
They opened beaches last week, restaurants this week. Next week, it's going to be pools and stuff. So, they want this tourism. Like, we have tourists down here right now. I see different license plates all day long. So,
just rip the fucking Band-Aid off.
I don't know why they're doing it so damn slowly, but yeah.
Rip the Band-Aid
We'll be back
off.
to normal.
I fully see a football season the way it's supposed to be played. I see wrestling coming back with fans. I don't think they're going to do that 3 seats to a 25% capacity. That's what they're trying to do for these comedy shows, because a lot of comedy shows are starting to come back in certain states. And if they don't do something real quick, man, you are going to see some hell in the streets.
You are no longer allowed to mosh at a concert.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, you're not allowed to, like, go into a mosh pit. You're not.
What is this fucking
no more.
Back to the Future?
Okay.
Remember that Huey Lewis scene?
Yeah.
He's like, no loud music. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
They're saying that's not allowed at concerts.
Oh, fuck these people. Who the fuck's going to be there?
I don't know.
Is Huey Lewis going to be there with the megaphone from Back to the Future 1?
Man. I'm just
don't
saying.
Do that. Hey, stop it. He's going to go get down there and they're going to mosh his ass to hell. Stomp him in little fucking meat bits.
Are very pissed.
You can't fucking do that. You can't tell us what to do.
I've been to concerts where people do that. I've never done that because I would get a fucking headache and want to throw up.
I personally think it's stupid.
Yeah, but you can't. You're not allowed to be in a mosh pit, and you're not allowed to body surf anymore at concerts. So
get the fuck out of here, man. Every time I hear something about this, it just makes me more and more angry. So what's going to happen with, like, all right, let's say if they test everybody, can they mosh then? Because you see these fucking dumb wrestlers fucking body slamming each other on TV.
Yeah, but that's a handful. Yeah. Whereas a mosh pit, there's tons of people. And depending on how big the concert is or how big...
UFC guys has had their two events.
Yeah, but that's 2 people in the ring. Or Octagon or whatever the fuck UFC is.
I just don't give a fuck anymore, man. I'm so over this shit. I'm about to go to Walmart tomorrow for a fucking mosh pit. Because this is just dumb. This is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. Oh, you can't do this. There's like a laundry list of things you can't do anymore. So when you go to a store, you have to stand 6 feet apart. If you go to the beach, you can't just lay there. You have to be swimming. You got to be surfing. You got to be playing volleyball in the water or something.
You can't play volleyball.
Mom.
That was a no.
Christ.
You cannot do that.
Why? That's 4
people. You have
people.
to be in the water doing something. You can't just be out on the beach.
Oh my
that was
God.
California. I saw that.
Yeah, well, California is the worst managed state. Close second, New York, but very, very close second, New York. But California is the worst state. They're trying to stay closed till fucking August. Get the fuck out of here with this dumb shit, man. Stupid motherfuckers. And I'm really pissed off about this. Walt Disney World. So people were looking forward to visiting the parks in June. They're going to have to wait longer now. So
wait, what? I thought they were booking hotels for July.
They were starting June 1st last month. They were starting to accept new reservations, stoking rumors that a reopening was imminent. But it seems those bookings have now been canceled. The company stated when they opened the June dates that reservations will be flexible and guests will be able to modify their bookings if the park did not reopen by the date of their reservation or if it opened earlier. It also previously noted it would waive all vacation package change fees through June 30th. So they're pushing it back again, it looks like. And
well, like I said, you're not. Like I said, you're not going to see large crowds of people. You're just not. That's not going to happen.
It needs to.
I don't know if it will ever happen again. I honestly don't. I think this changed the. I don't know.
I'll tell you, if the Democrats get in office, I would bet $1,000 to anyone listening right now
that everything goes back to normal.
If the Democrats won in November because they destroyed the economy enough to make Trump look bad. If they win in November, January or February, this is all getting reversed. And go ahead, reopen. Everything's good. You guys are safe now. Oh, and Anthony Fauci's fucking dumb looking fucking little prick ass is going to be on fucking camera saying it's fine. The virus is over. Blah blah blah. We did it. It was because of us. It's because of us and the herd, and it's because of you for listening to herd immunity. And all of a sudden, it magically ends. That's what I mean. At that rate, I don't want them in the office. They all suck.
Well,
but that's the only way we get out of this thing. I feel it. I know it. That's why they don't want you to reopen. You see that fucking dumb prick Chris fucking Cuomo on TV begging people, angering, shaking his finger at people for wanting to reopen. He is berating people. He fucking hates. Oh, and he's mad at Trump for not listening to Fauci, the guy who's been wrong about everything for the past 40 years, and he's been in the fucking position that he's in. They're listening to this Pee Wee Herman looking motherfucker that gets put on TV, and like they put a bunch of CNN cameras in his face and tell him to doom and gloom and don't open. It's a danger. You guys are going to get more infections. We're always going to get more infections, no matter what happens. You can't close down from the winter like the U.S. is seasonal. You can't close down from the winter till the spring and say, okay, we missed out on the flu. You're always going to get something. Go in the ocean, an amoeba can fly into your fucking ear and just give you brain damage and kill you within minutes. You can.
God, why, dude? We're coming into beach time.
Well, I'm just being real, man. You can go hunting, get bit by a fucking tick, get Lyme disease and die. You can step on a rusty nail while building a house and immediately freeze up and you're paralyzed, dead. There's so many horrible things that can. I'm just saying, you can even get hit by a lightning bolt. You can fucking do anything. You can be accidentally shaving. Drop your fucking shaving razor blade in the bathtub water and electrocute yourself if you're that stupid. Believe me, people are that stupid. You can walk up to a crocodile and want to take a picture with it and get eaten like that one lady did.
She wasn't taking a picture, though, right? Yeah. I think she wanted to go pet it.
You can overdose. You can fucking drink too much water and die. There's so many things
you can
die
drown from the inside.
Yeah. Look it up, people.
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
I think I heard that. I think the first time I heard that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That you can drown from the inside by drinking too much water.
Too much water, you can die.
Holy crap.
You can eat.
Just drown to death when you're not near a pool or nothing.
1,000,001 ways to die. And they're letting this fake virus fucking do it just because it's political. So, how would you feel if you woke up from weeks of being in a medically induced coma and finding out you don't have a leg anymore?
Well, I'd be pissed, but there had to be a reason why they took it.
Yes. So this guy's name is Nick Cordero. He is a Broadway and TV star. Never heard of him.
Oh, no. Okay.
I mean, it doesn't make him any more important, but I just think it's notable.
No, but he lost his leg. He can't be dancing on Broadway now.
Well, people are going to feel some sympathy for him. He's all fucked up. So he's awake after weeks of being in a medically induced coma while he fought COVID-19.
And he lost his leg.
Well, he had pneumonia. And the illness affected his lungs, not his leg. He had some kind of pneumonia and some kind of blood thing. That caused his leg to go. But they're going to blame it all on COVID-19, I guarantee it. But he was compromised. And he's one of the people that this thing would actually kill because he's compromised lungs and the pneumonia. He tested for coronavirus and was put in they said he was intubated. So I'm guessing he was in one of those tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he basically woke up and his wife said, oh, he's awake. He was weakened to the point that opening and closing his eyes exhausted him. And she did post Amanda Klutz is her name. If you guys want to see the picture, it's on her Instagram page where she posted a picture of him finally awake. And
oh, is that the blonde with the baby?
Yeah.
I saw that video.
Mm-hmm. It's sad, right?
God.
But yeah, he was admitted on March 30th, and on April 1st, he tested positive for the coronavirus. They put him in that tube thing, and yeah, it messed up his lungs, and they had to amputate his right leg. So he woke up from a coma with both legs, and he went to bed with both legs, woke up without him.
That's horrible.
Without one of them. That sucks, man.
That's horrible.
It's terrible.
But the thing is, like, the doctors got to do what they got to do. But I would,
I
would be pissed and depressed, and I probably wouldn't want anyone around me.
No.
If I lose a limb, like, that's me being selfish. But like right away, like that's got to be a shock, and I would be pissed off, and I would not want anyone. Like, I wouldn't want the kids to see me. I would need to like do some inner dealings before. It would take me a while.
It would take me a very long time. I would have to be left alone in a room for like weeks.
Yeah, like I don't.
I would have to be left alone. I would have to learn on my own how to walk with that metal leg thing, and I would just be like, I would freak out. But I would
if you can afford that.
Exactly.
Because a lot of insurances don't cover that.
Yeah.
Or,
I would deal with that over losing an arm, because I feel like the arms are more necessary than the legs. Even though you could live your life with one arm, but how hard would it be to do so many things you used to do easily? Like, you can't play video games really anymore. You can't do a lot of things.
Well, I mean...
We could do this.
Games. Like, you would figure it out. It's just the initial shock. Like, this poor guy went to bed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Went to sleep, woke up, and, like, it would be the shock. Like, I would have to get over the shock and, like, just come to terms with it. That sucks. Like, and I can't even imagine what the hell that family's going through. Especially, he's got a baby. He's probably all depressed and pissed off.
Yeah.
And, like, the wife... I saw the video. The wife was, like, all... trying to be happy and cheery because he woke up and like getting the baby to laugh and stuff, and like, oh my God.
It depends how much money he's got in the bank, I guess, because if you have enough money in the bank, we don't have to worry about the small shit. It makes the blow a lot easier. It makes the blow a lot softer and things like that. But if you are barely making ends meet and that's something like that happens to you, you might as well just jump off a bridge. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. But some people do handle trauma a lot differently. Some people are way more sensitive and susceptible to trauma, and it just hurts them.
You don't know until you're in that situation. Like
I guess, yeah.
But I can't see myself dealing.
I could never handle being blind. That I would kill myself. If I woke up blind one day or lost my vision, I would kill myself. I
would think hearing would be worse.
No, sight. I have to see what I'm doing. Hearing, I don't care.
I need to hear.
I don't care about hearing.
See, my one eye is so freaking bad. Like it's like okay, like I guarantee, like I know that this eye is already like they already said they can't fix it anymore. My
that was a long time ago too.
Well, that's true. Maybe they can now.
Maybe they can.
Like my one script for my right eye, like they at that time they said they couldn't make it any stronger. But I had it as strong as they could.
Hey, why don't we get our eyes checked?
We've been trying, but things shut down. We literally got this insurance right before everything went to hell.
Well, maybe we can call around we got tomorrow because I got some phone calls I got to make. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. But the thing about hearing is like I don't like people talking to me anyway. I would rather communicate through text. So what I would do is just text everybody. Just text people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I can go without the hearing. Or no,
you said
I said I couldn't hear. Without. Yeah, well, I didn't. Okay, I didn't think about texting.
Just close your eyes, everybody, and just imagine walking around your house like this. You can hear people, but you can't see shit. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I could not do it.
But no, not to be able to. Yeah, fuck.
We've talked long enough where our vocal cords know, and I think you know how to talk without sounding like. I'm not trying to make fun, but like that's how a lot of them sound. They don't know how to like coagulate their voice, but. We're at the point where our vocal cords are so used to talking a certain way, I don't think it would affect us. I don't think we think we're talking too loud or making too much noise or anything like that. So you could probably talk to people.
Yeah, all right. I'm starting to think because I would want to see the kids and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I guess fucking sight I'd rather have.
Sight, it'd be sight because you can always get a text message and have a normal conversation.
And I didn't think about text messaging.
Yeah.
So
for
why the fuck are we talking about
I don't even know how the fuck
deafness and blindness? Topic. Like fuck this.
Yeah, this is how the fuck do we get
This is the most horrific and depressing podcast we've done in a while.
This is why we need that third person. And if I get this job, we are going to hire somebody just to sit in. Like maybe we got to do it. We got to hire someone to keep them going.
Just we need something fun. Do you have anything fun? I have a dumb fuck, but I don't. It's not fun. Did you hear about the guy that is facing 20 years in prison for...
Not fun. Not fun at all. They're going to spark more debate and anger. Fucking A. All right, so listen, before you get to your story, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look up.
Seriously, I'm about to fucking lose it. We have, but has there been one fun topic?
All right, so how about this for our next Voices of Misery episode that we'll probably put out Monday?
Well, because we gotta do.
We did COVID-19 list episode. We did one without talking about it at all. We are going to do one that's a fun episode. Just funny topics. Because I can't.
This has been, I feel like I want to kill myself.
Shit.
We're talking about going blind, losing limbs, going deaf, freaking...
You know what it is?
I feel like I shouldn't be breathing right now. Drowning.
It's the media. It's the media's effect. All the articles you find are all doom and gloom because they want to keep us in this fear mode because they don't want us to reopen. They don't want us to feel safe or
nothing
for
funny happened in the last couple of days either. There is literally nothing funny that's going on.
Funny things happen. They just don't report it. Maybe we just got to look in better places.
You know, Sherry sent me this meme the other day about a Walmart customer. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you've seen it before, but I don't know if this was a man or a woman. If it was a woman, she had very short blonde hair. But obese, seriously disgustingly overweight. With, tight-ass jean shorts and, a nasty black thong hanging out of the shorts.
Was it Lizzo?
No. No.
Was it Lizzo?
But, why doesn't something I was telling her, I'm like, why doesn't something like that happen when I'm at Walmart?
I don't want to see that shit.
But I would immediately laugh my ass off, right? Mm-hmm. Take a picture, put it on Discord, put it on Twitter, and then talk about it. It would give us a topic. There's nothing... I never see any of these freaking people going apeshit at Walmart. We're at Walmart all the time.
I've seen it
I've never seen anything cool happen at Walmart.
I've seen it once when I worked there, and it's not the people that were in the wheelchair, the line of piss going from that. That was disgusting. But I did see one where this woman, you could hear her from across the store, just screaming off the top of her lungs at some people. And she was screaming at everybody. It was like the motherfucker chick, but I don't think she was cursing. It was a long time ago. And then she was screaming at employees. She was screaming at just people that were shopping, just going off for no reason. She kept put her arms up and throwing them down, up and down, like she's throwing a tantrum and just screaming. She just had a mental breakdown in the store, and they couldn't calm her down. The cops had to come and get rid of her.
I would love to see something like that. Why can't I see anything like that when I leave this house?
It was pretty wild. It was. I was sitting there I didn't want to go over to that bitch, man. She was just going crazy, screaming, and the cops had to come, and they just handcuffed her immediately, and they got her the hell out of her. She was screaming the entire way out the store. She was so loud, and some woman was like, the only thing I remember was one was like, she's like, there are kids in here. Can you please stop? And she was like, looked at her. I thought she was going to breathe fire on her because she didn't yell. She just went right in her fucking face. Holy shit, man! Social distance, lady.
Well, it wasn't back then, was it?
No. Well, I've been practicing for years.
All right. So, anyways, this man was stopped for a traffic stop. Okay. The article didn't say why, so I have no idea what the fuck they pulled him over for. Somehow, the officer noticed that he had a counterfeit $100 bill. Mm-hmm. So already this is shady to me because I don't know how he because usually when you're pulled over for a what was he doing? Searching his car? Something must have been off,
probably.
Right? Something was shady. So
was it wearing a face mask?
So the officer got a search warrant and searched the guy's hotel room. $30,000 worth of counterfeit $100 bills they found.
That's nothing.
How the fuck do you make that? Good Girls is actually happening. Someone needs to teach me how to make this shit a little bit better than how these people are making it.
I've seen some really bad ones out there.
He's facing 20 years for that. 30,000. That's a lot, though. I don't know why you don't think that's a big deal. $30,000 worth of counterfeit.
It's a lot of bills. It's a nice little duffel bag full of hundreds.
He had stacks and stacks and stacks of them.
But still, it's just you don't run the risk.
In a hotel.
If you're going to counterfeit something, counterfeit a 10 because nowadays anything more than a 20.
Well, isn't that what Good Girls does? Don't they do
that's
5s,
what you
10s,
do.
20s?
Yeah, you do 5, 10s.
Which we have not watched in 2 months. I bet you we have a lot of episodes to catch up on.
Well, maybe we'll do that tomorrow. You get 5s, 10s, and 1s, and maybe that's what you go with, as long as you make them look decent. But anything higher than a 20, like a 20 and higher, they will mark them off in stores. If it's a 20, they get the little blue pin or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen, not everybody, but I have seen cashiers do that.
I have a 5 and a 10, they're not going to give a shit. If it's a single, who cares? Just throw it in the pile with the rest. They don't give a shit. You just don't make it look too suspicious.
Well, apparently it was done on regular printer paper.
Fucking moron.
So it wasn't like it didn't even feel. So I don't even know how I don't know if he was able to spend any of it.
Oh, I highly doubt it.
I don't know.
Printer paper? Come on.
Yeah, it was just regular paper. I don't know what it didn't show what it looked like, but apparently he had like ripped pieces all in his truck. He had it was a mess.
He's a dumb
They found
piece
them
of
all
shit,
over the place.
man. You know what? I feel bad for him actually in this situation because he spent all that money on paper and ink. And he can't even, and it's not even worth really the money's not worth the paper it was printed on. It was such bullshit.
Oh my god.
And all the time he took to cut them into individual bills. What a fucking moron, man.
It was underneath the mattress.
Oh, what an asshole.
He had it all over the place.
He even stashed it like it was real money. Who gives a shit? Wipe your ass with it. Fucking idiot. What a dumbass, man. Seriously.
Well, it was a
you have
Florida
to have a special
man
paper.
that was caught in Georgia. So maybe I'm telling you.
It's spreading.
I'm fucking telling you, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Florida, I'll vacation there, but I will not. There's something in the water.
There's a special paper you got to do that on with the.
Well, I would think so because
it's like almost like a cloth, almost with the way you print the money. It's like a very special paper.
Money has a different feel than paper,
and it burns different. It burns like blue when you burn money.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, if you burn money, it's not like a red fire. It's like a blue fire. That's how they test them a lot of times too.
Oh, see that I didn't know.
And you use that UV light. There's a UV light pen that you have to go over the bar.
I know that.
And they have those on some of the newer driver's licenses too, where you can tell if it's a real license or a fake when you flash it over it. Yeah, you can tell.
I didn't know that either.
Yep, it's true. Like a man busted with $30,000 of fake bills. You fucking idiot! Printer paper, man.
That's a lot to me. That's just a lot.
Well,
to have to cut to make them so. If it was regular printer paper, then he obviously used some kind of Photoshop or some kind of stupid photo thing.
I will let you pick.
Which is cheesy as fuck.
Yeah. Well, let me let you pick your poison for this next one because I got two more, and one is animals and one is children.
Oh, nice. Two that are going to piss me off. Mm-hmm. I guess, Jesus Christ, just do the animals and get it over with.
Well, actually, the children one, nothing bad happened to the kid. Something happened to the parent. Okay, so let me do this one first, okay? So this woman's name is Breonna Taylor. She's a 26-year-old EMT worker in Louisville, Kentucky. She was shot in her bed after midnight on March 13th by 3 police officers serving a no-knock warrant.
Wait, what? Repeat that?
She was 26 years old. She's an EMT worker. She was shot in her bed after midnight on March 13th by 3 police officers serving a no-knock warrant where they can just come in.
She was sleeping.
She was sleeping in her bed, yeah.
And they came in and shot her.
Mm-hmm. She's another statistic in a long list of African Americans killed at the hands of police. What makes the case unusual is that Taylor was a woman, which I don't understand that. Maybe because it's mostly black men that are getting shot in the news that they're pushing right now. And of course, she was asleep. The incident is still being investigated, and Taylor's family is suing Louisville Metro Police Department officers Miles Cosgrove and Brett Hankinson and Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly, no relation to Donathan Mattingly, hopefully. Donathan, I know.
Oh, God, man.
So this is
Big Ray, help me out here.
Yeah, so this is a wrongful death, excessive force, and gross negligence. That's what they're suing him for. According to the suit, it was misspelled on the website. The police fired more than 20 rounds in the apartment. Taylor was hit 8 times and pronounced dead at the scene. Yeah, so they just went nuts on this person laying in bed. So the officers, but this is the whole story behind it. So they were looking for a drug suspect who lived 10 miles away and was already in police custody.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Police said the suspect had used the address where Taylor lived with her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, to receive packages in the mail. No drugs were found in the apartment, and neither Taylor nor Walker has an arrest record. The warrant that they obtained the police, they contained a no-knock provision, which allows police to enter a home without identifying themselves, which is the worst warrant I've ever heard of. Officers said they knocked on the door several times and announced their presence as police who were there with a search warrant. So they were pissed off because she didn't answer the door that late at night while she was asleep. Okay. So when no one came to the door, the police forced their way in and were immediately met by gunfire, apparently. This is what the lieutenant said at a March 13th press conference. One officer was shot and wounded in the leg. The shot was fired by Walker, who, according to his lawyer, was licensed to have a firearm and fired in self-defense, believing the intruders were burglars. Walker has been charged with first-degree assault and attempted murder of a police officer. So this guy has no police record, right? The cop kicks their door down after no one answered because they were asleep. Right. She was asleep, and he was like, oh shit, someone's breaking in my house. So he gets his gun, shoots, hits a police officer, and they just blew her away, apparently. So, yeah. And so, I don't
why
understand.
did they shoot her?
Yeah, why is he not dead? You would think that they would shoot the person shooting at them and not kill the person in bed.
This is the dumbest thing.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why isn't it what's it called? No knock. What?
No knock warrant, where police officers can just come in your
house. And they could
house.
do that in the middle of the night?
Apparently, because they were looking for a drug dealer and they got the wrong place, and they went and shot this woman. And I don't know if they were, maybe they were just errant shots that the cops were all like fucking stormtroopers that he couldn't shoot, and it just went through the wall and got her while she was in bed, and they couldn't kill him.
20 fucking rounds.
Yeah, it's very excessive.
And Walker wasn't hit at all?
No, apparently not. They didn't shoot him.
So 20 rounds at her, but she was hit 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most bizarre fucking story. I don't understand.
None of this sounds right because neither one of them have a police record. There were no drugs found in the apartment. The cops burst in. The guy... This story sounds legit. This story sounds legit.
I kind of understand... What time was this at night? It doesn't say.
It was in the middle of the night. They don't give an exact time.
Well, I understand why they went in the evening, right? Because usually people are home. During the day, it's probably hard to get someone. Yeah. First of all, why weren't they staking out to find out when the people are home? Yeah. Number 2, if you're going to go in the evening, I would say, really, do you have to go past 10, 11 o'clock at night? Yeah. If the lights are off. If the lights are off and the car is there, they are obviously sleeping, man. Mm-hmm. So that to me is a little off-putting. That's very odd. And then obviously this guy probably hurt because they probably used that, I don't know what that's called, but that big long thing to shove the door open.
Oh, yeah.
What is that called?
That police battering ram.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, which is loud as hell. Mm-hmm. So they probably didn't hear the door. We've had doorbells that didn't work. Mm-hmm. So they probably tried knocking. We've also been in an apartment where we could not hear the knocking. Mm-hmm. Delivery people would get so goddamn pissed off at us because we wouldn't be down there. But so they probably didn't hear that. But the guy heard them barging in.
Of course, he freaked out, grabbed his gun, and shot.
Are you serious, man?
What human being wouldn't do that?
And he wasn't shot at all?
No.
I don't know. That whole situation's a mess. And what the hell was she doing? And how was she still sleeping when a shot went off?
Well, she was in bed and maybe she heard the noise, but the shots... everything happens in an instant, I guess, in those situations.
This is the most bizarre, crazy, fucked up story.
It is, because I don't know how she died and he didn't, unless the bullets were going through the wall, or maybe by the time he shot...
That could be, too.
Maybe they made it to the bedroom before he got the gun and shot the cop, and the cops just shot 1,000,000 bullets and they hit her instead of him, apparently. You would think that they would have shot him to death, and then maybe the woman screaming in bed and she gets out okay. It just doesn't make any sense why he did die and he's the one that's on trial, and she was in bed and she's dead. It just doesn't.
And he's on trial for
people.
Them going to the wrong house.
Yeah,
that's bizarre.
If I had to guess, this one's going to get reversed, and those cops are all going to get put in jail because that's some crazy shit. If nothing else comes out of this,
are they still working, or it hasn't updated? Because
hasn't updated. Yeah, this is a brand new one.
Freaking articles they don't update quick enough. But I would hope that they are suspended or something. Because
you would hope so.
You just went and shot some innocent woman.
As of this recording, there hasn't been any updates on it. But I guarantee you, by the next one, if there's any more and we find out some more, we will update and just kind of say what's going on with this. Or if you want to follow the story yourself, go ahead and type in the names of these people. You'll find them. So
this stupid motherfucker in some other state just listed off their address.
Yep.
And he should be the one with all the charges, right?
Well, he is the one with the charges, yeah. He's the drug guy, not these two. These two are apparently just a couple that are trying to go to bed.
Yeah, but you said Walker was charged too.
Walker was charged for shooting trying to kill a police officer, attempted murder.
The asshole that gave the wrong address should be charged with that too. It's his fault that this poor guy thought he had an intruder coming in, and the cops thought they were going for a drug person. Yeah. It was all a confusion
thing.
And the poor
woman lost her life.
That dude that was originally arrested that gave the wrong address should be...
Yeah.
That's my opinion. So he's probably sitting in the cell freaking laughing his ass off.
Well... Actually, he's probably let out of his cell because they don't want to keep
people... He's probably fucking home. He's probably home with his family.
Probably in a hotel in New York. And those cops all were probably born and raised in Florida. But I don't know. It's like you got 3 dumb fucks. Seriously.
It's just...
You would think if you're going to apprehend somebody and you have this no-knock warrant, it means you mean business at this point.
But don't you, before you get a warrant, don't you do research? Like, who owns this house? Like, what's going on?
Do research. Maybe get a picture of the person you're looking for.
Don't just take the convict's word for it,
get
right?
a picture. Maybe get a picture of the person you're looking for and try to match it to the person in the household. And if you see there's a mismatch, be like, hey, wait a second, I think we might have got the wrong house. We might have the wrong guy. You have to be more thorough. If you have the authority to shoot a firearm and hold people accountable,
yeah, I would think
in the name of the law, there needs to be more research than this. You can't just barge into someone's place in the middle of the night and kill them.
Surveillance.
Yeah, exactly.
The address is known. Okay, let's do some research. Who owns this house? Mm-hmm. Let's look them up. Do they have a record? Okay, what are we dealing with? Like, what are we walking into? Like, don't just assume because some convict said, "Oh, this is the address." Dude, the dude was arrested and in jail, and you're just gonna take his word for it. That boggles my mind. And now some innocent woman is dead, and some innocent guy is in jail.
Well, this goes to show that not all cops are heroes. A lot of cops are dumb fucks, and I'm gonna back up my statement. When I was working at the cell phone store, I used to help a lot of police officers. And police officers would come in and tell me how hard it is to get cops because they only pay them like $30,000 a year here, which is laughable.
Yes, them and teachers get paid ass.
So they're basically saying that tryouts are open for anybody. So me at the phone store was getting recruited. Me just selling the guy a phone is trying to recruit me to become a police officer, not knowing my background or anything like that. Mm-hmm. He was like, "Don't worry, the physicals are very easy." Back because like at the time I was very overweight. I was like 130 pounds more than I am now. And it was just nuts. And he was just telling me how like, oh, you can pass it. We'll get you into shape. We'll train you up and blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, I'm just a dude in a cell phone store, man. I mean, if you're that hard up for cops, then who are you actually letting out there? There needs to be higher pay, and you need to be a lot stricter. They need to be very strict. I want to see guys that get out the fucking
and these
Marines.
Body cams are not helping.
Yeah.
They're not helping because shit is still happening.
Yeah, it's just now we can see it on World Star Hip Hop. That's pretty much it.
Because people with cell phones are also recording it. Mm-hmm. If people with cell phones aren't recording it in the area, can you imagine how many body cams of bullshit that we're not seeing? Mm-hmm. But if a YouTube video pops up or a video on TikTok, Twitter, whatever the fuck, something going down that was shady as hell.
Facebook Live is the way they're doing it. And that's the smart way to do it because it's on record.
I don't do any of these. So.
No, well, that's the smart way to do it. Because there was one that I saw. Go ahead and finish your thought and I'll go over the one I saw.
No, I'm just saying, like...
It's going.
If someone isn't catching it with their cell phone, we're not going to see that body camera.
No.
You know, they're not releasing every freaking stupid thing.
Bunch of good old
but
boys.
these body cams are not helping. They're just not helping at all. Like I thought that was going to fix things and it was going to change stuff. It's not changing nothing.
I think it's keeping a lot of cops honest that would have normally done stuff because they're afraid.
Oh, I'm not saying all cops are bad. I'm not.
No,
not at all. That's not what I'm saying. So if there's any police officers listening, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying there are some out there that are shady as hell. They're either shady or they're racist or they're freaking the badge means more to like things. They're big and bad. Like they just
a bunch of high school losers that get a badge in
and they think they're fucking Mr. Cool. They can do and say whatever the fuck they want. Like there are really good officers, but then you got the shady piece of shit ones, and I don't know. I don't know.
No, I agree.
And it's. Why didn't they do research on these people? I just don't understand.
There was a really good video where this guy tricked the cops into getting out of a fucking speeding ticket. Mm-hmm. Where he had his phone plugged in, and he had the same setup that I have in my car, where you could plug your iPhone into the car, and it shows you like the GPS and all this stuff on the screen. And the guy was driving, and for some reason he was recording himself on Facebook Live driving his car. And Facebook Live is a good one because I think once you finish your video, it saves to Facebook. Mm-hmm. So it's not like a cop can take your phone and destroy it after they shoot you in the head. Oh, well, there's no video that exists, you know? Like
can they? If it's an iPhone, they can't, right? It's on iCloud, isn't it?
No, they can destroy it. Well, you have to upload your phone to iCloud on Wi-Fi. So if you're out in the street and you get shot by a cop, they go, hey, he's got a phone, he was recording us, get rid of the phone. And I'm sure they could make something like that happen. But Facebook Live, it's recording, people are watching you, your friends are watching, they see the proof, and that's just a thing. So anyway, the guy's driving, he's recording himself, he's singing, like he's rapping along to his music and whatnot. And he gets pulled over, and the cop is like, do you know how fast you were going? He's like, yeah, my phone told me. I was going the speed limit, and he points to his screen, and on the iPhone, on the maps, you can see the speed limit that you're going.
Yeah.
He was going like 47 and like a 45 or some shit like that. And he's like, yeah, you know you're going over the speed limit, right? He's like, yeah, by 2 miles, that's fine. And he's like throwing back the wherever, I think it was like in Alabama or some shit. He's giving back the law, like, I can go 2 miles over, it's okay. I'm not going 10 miles over, 5 miles over, I'm going 2. That's not bad. And he's like, can you get out the car? He's like, and he's like, no. And he goes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain this app that I have on my phone to you, and then you tell me if you want me to get out the car. He goes, I have an app on my iPhone that plugs into my car, and he picks it up, and he's like, see, it's plugged into the car. Mm-hmm. It takes my car diagnostics, which gives the speed to this app, and I can print these records out that are time-stamped, and this is an official app, and I can use this in a court of law, and it will get me out of this ticket. Do you really want to waste your time? The guy's like, what's the name of that app? And he let him go with a warning. But yeah, it was pretty cool because the app didn't exist. The guy drove off after the video. He's like,
You just
made all that shit up because it was plugged in. He just thought really quick in his head. And he explained to a cop that had no idea what the fucking iPhone was and what it did. He was like, you see, my phone plugs into this, and it gives the diagnostics from the car that are from the company. It was like a Hyundai or some shit or whatever he had. And it was, I just thought that was really cool, quick thinking to get out of a bullshit speeding ticket that wasn't even speeding. But it was really cool, and now I think I might use that one day because, well, hey, officer, see, my phone's plugged into my car. My car gives diagnostics to my phone, and because it keeps me honest, keeps me as a safe driver. And if I ever get pulled over for a bullshit ticket, I can use this in a court of law. But oh shit, because some cops, they always look for that ticket at the end of the month to hit their quota.
Oh yeah, they do have a quota that they have to shoot out. Although I don't understand it down here because you could be hitting your quota on day 2.
Oh shit, easily.
Just drive around. You can hit your quota immediately.
You can make $30,000 a year on salary and $80,000 a year in commission. Such bullshit, man. If they get commission, I don't know. I know they get bonuses.
Maybe that's why there's not many people pulled over because they already the first week all the cops down here already meet their quota. They don't need to pull anyone up.
Christ, that's easy.
Oh god.
Oh man, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that whole thing. I do have another topic, but I'll save it for the end unless you got it. Do you have a happy one? If you have a happy one, don't use it now. I'll use mine because mine is pretty bad. And it's going to piss a lot of people off. And I don't want to end on that note.
God, just go.
All right, so...
Why do you always get horrible, depressing ones? Like, I try.
You know what it is? I think I'm going to change the place where I look for news articles because I think it's one of those... It is more left-leaning.
You like to get mad.
Exactly, that's why I like to read these.
Do it at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning while I'm sleeping. One day I'm not going to wake up because you're going to be so pissed off.
No. Do you think I'm going to... do you think... The reason why I can't sleep is because I'm so angry at night.
Probably.
It's not really anxiety.
First of all,
it's anger.
There's many reasons. You definitely have anxiety. I'm not negating that because you do have it. It's you get up to take a piss in the middle of the night like most normal people, mm-hmm. but instead of just coming back to bed and trying to go back to sleep, you immediately reach for that iPad. That light right there, mm-hmm. that's the end. And not only do you do that, but you cover yourself up in a blanket. Because you don't want to wake me up, which I get. But, like, you're underneath a blanket, all comfy cozy with all these damn... Like, you got, like, a pillow wall and everything.
The fan going. Oh, yeah. Man, it's great.
And then you're looking at the iPad, you check your messages, you check here, you check there, and then you start getting sidetracked. Like, it's a rabbit hole, and
mm-hmm.
if you just got up and pissed and then laid back down and just gave yourself 20, 30 minutes to toss and turn and fall back to sleep instead of giving up like in 30 seconds, I think it would be fine.
Well, I've gotten better at going back to sleep. Sometimes it takes me about 2 hours, and I go back to bed.
Because I get up in the middle of the night once in a while to pee too, and I go all the way out in the living room, like, because we have 2 bathrooms. I go all the way to the other side of the house to pee because I want to get to the kitchen to grab a water because, like, I wake up and my throat is dry or whatever. So I go out with the hallway that's brightly lit. I piss. I go grab my water. I come back in here and I immediately go to bed. I don't even think to look at my phone because I could give 2 fucks. I don't know, but you have to like check messages and all sorts of weird shit. Like, you just need to give yourself time to fall back to sleep, I think.
It's hard, though, because I wake up and my brain's already going, and it's just already thinking about shit, and it's like, all right.
No, I get that, because I do know that you have, like, the anxiety and all that.
That racing thought syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
I don't know. I don't know how you can fix that. Medication, but
Medication.
you don't want to do it.
How about marijuana? Come on, South Carolina. Let's get there already. You owe me after fucking me over with this job. Anyway, so police have charged a man in Louisiana with animal cruelty after they say he choked his ex-girlfriend's dog.
Oh my god, I saw that and I purposely didn't click on it, and now you're going to tell me about it.
Well, the incident was captured by a Ring doorbell camera. There you go, Ring. Get a Ring doorbell camera. The Slidell Police Department arrested 30-year-old Shane Michael Mitchell after being alerted to the May 10th incident, which took place outside the door of Rochelle Fassey, owner of Ruby Jean, which is some kind of business. The dog seen in the doorbell video. Oh, that's the dog's name. Okay, so it's not the dog's name is Ruby Jean. Okay, I get it. Police said Mitchell had taken Ruby Jean without permission and had refused to return her to her rightful owner. So apparently these two are ex-spouses, and they probably got the dog together. One considered the dog more, and I guess there was like a quote-unquote custody battle.
Right.
And she took Ruby Jean, the dog. He got mad and choked it. So apparently there weren't any chickens around. Didn't want to choke chicken. Get it? Choke chicken.
It's not funny, man.
How do you choke a dog?
How was the dog outside? See, I refused to click on the thing, and I refused to watch that video. I did see it there, and I'm like, I can't see, because that...
It's sad, because the dog was probably happy to see him. Oh, look, it's that guy. He's back. And then gets violent on it.
And then you just... What the fuck?
The dog probably didn't even know how to react. It's like, wait a second. See, I don't know how dogs act, and I know some breeds will, and it didn't say what breed Ruby Jean was, but if you have a pit bull and you punch it a few times, that thing's going to attack you. But if you get like a regular dog, like a black lab, it might run and be afraid of you, but it's not going to attack you because it loves you still.
It looked to me, and I didn't watch the video, but it was like a still. It looked like a black German Shepherd. Do they come all black?
Yeah, they can.
All black, like with the pointy ears. That's what it looked like to me. But German Shepherd will
fucking light your ass up too.
I have not watched the video. I haven't read the article. As soon as I saw that headline, I scrolled immediately. So
and it's a female dog too, man. Those things more vicious than the men.
I'm guessing at the stupid still photo that I saw, but like
from what I've heard,
because he's mad at the woman. Yeah. Not that she should have been choked either. I'm not saying that, but like, why are you attacking an innocent animal that you apparently love so much that you're pissed off that you don't have custody of it? You can't see.
You choked a dog, man. How do you choke a dog?
I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like
how is it possible? How is it possible to choke a dog? They have the tightest necks.
Because it probably jumped up. Mm-hmm. The picture I saw, it was on its hind legs.
Mm-hmm. It was happy to see him. Probably trying to get him a hug.
Probably jumped up to his chest, wanted to lick his face or whatever, and the guy's hands were around its neck. So it was standing on its hind legs. That's what I'm assuming. Because these dogs like to jump too.
Yep.
And I don't know. I don't know. Like what, why?
I don't get it. I don't like stories like that. I really don't like stories like this. I just don't know how you can choke a dog, though. I didn't think that was possible. Without I've read stories about people like hanging animals and shit.
Well, no, you can. I'm sure you could if you're strong enough to keep their jaw
by asphyxiation.
I don't want to talk about it.
But they move around so much, and they know how to defend themselves. It just sounds, and that's a big dog breed that you're talking about.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I didn't watch the video. I don't know.
I refuse to watch the video.
I'm not watching it. So anyone listening, if you for some reason you want to go look at it, you can go figure it out. But I thought that's
sicker than us. You actually want to follow through and watch that video.
I'm probably wrong because I know nothing about dogs, but I know it had like pointy ears. At least the picture I saw.
I can tell what certain dog breeds are, like the very small ones, and certain breeds like a black lab. Everyone knows what the fuck a black lab looks like. That's the most generic dog in history.
Jesus Christ! Damn, that was a horrible one.
Well, there you go.
Well, there's this.
At least it's not a COVID-19 fucking thing. Jesus Christ.
Well, there was a store that was getting robbed constantly in Brazil for some odd reason. And this owner was getting a little pissed off.
The owner's an idiot, that's
so he decided to make like a so-called booby trap to catch this.
What do you watch? Like fucking Home Alone or something?
But he left the register like partially open. And the woman put her... Like he set up his phone so it was recording. Shut the store down. The woman broke in, right? Put her hand in the open register drawer like a moron, and he had a mouse trap in there.
Ooh.
So got her immediately.
I was a rat trap. That would break her fucking fingers.
So she had that, plus he had the video, and then he sent that off to police so they can go and find her. So, like, he had her face, he had all the shit.
That's so good.
He did that on his own. He got sick of someone coming in there and just stealing the money.
Should use a fucking bear trap on that bitch. God damn, you come in there, her legs like fucking mauled off, and you come in there, there's nothing but like a fucking foot with a boot on it.
Like some fucking saw shit. You gotta use a saw to get your fucking ankle out of the damn trap.
Isn't it weird that whenever I think of booby traps, I think of Home Alone? Whenever I hear the word booby trap, that's the first thing I think of. That and tits. Because of boobies. I think of those and I think of Home Alone. Because it's booby traps.
What else would you call it? Just a trap?
I guess. You're like, yeah, a trap would work. A trap?
Well,
that's what they call it. That's what they call them in the hunting world. They call them traps.
Really?
Traps. Bear traps.
Well, yeah, they call it animal traps. This wasn't an animal trap, so what was I supposed to call it? It's a booby trap, man.
Well,
it's just not catching boobs.
If he used a rat trap, well, he did catch boobs. It was a woman. She got caught.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure they jiggled when she jumped in pain. I'm sure they jiggled a little bit.
Oh, God.
But, man, I'm telling you, it would have been better if it was a rat trap. Those things are so strong because they're designed to break the backs of these, like, 10-fucking-pound New York rats. Imagine hitting your little bony finger, especially being a woman. Holy shit, that would hurt. Just a pow, just fucking fuck you up, man. Mouse traps aren't that bad. They're like little cute, like, fivals that weigh, like, half a pound. Mousetrap will get their back broken. That's what they're designed for. My fucking dad, he used to use, years ago, before I was born, they had this really shady apartment when they first got together, apparently, right? And he used to put peanut butter on the mouse traps. And
I've done that.
Apparently that worked better than anything.
Yeah. They immediately go to it.
Yeah, because cheese they can grab, but peanut butter, like, wait, I have to lick this? Okay, so I'll be there a little bit longer. And they go on there, and then pow. Mm-hmm. He used to get so many. He said that one night when he went to bed, he woke up in the middle of the night because he kept hearing snap, 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 snap.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't have a problem like that.
They had a lot.
My first apartment, which was cheap as hell, but I loved it because it was my first place. Your first place always makes you feel good. And, like, I was starting to notice, like, little tiny, like, black things, and I couldn't figure out what the fuck they were or where they were coming from. Because I never had this problem before.
Well, you had the cat.
And oh, yeah.
She was worthless.
Oh, she was, I babied her so much that she was a baby. Periwinkle was my fucking baby, man. She was useless because I coddled her too much. But, I don't know, like, I had someone over at the house, and they're like, yeah, those are mouse trappings. You need to get rid of that. And I put a mouse trap out that night, caught immediately. Yeah. Never had the problem again. Mm-hmm. So it was only one mouse, and then the mouse was cute. It was so cute, and then I felt bad, and then I went through this whole guilt thing.
Fuck that.
But I just wanted it out of my house. Mm-hmm. You know, because I'm like, is it crawling on my bed? Like, where did it come from? How did it get in here?
And mouse had some balls too, because a lot of them don't even enter houses with cats because they can smell them.
Apparently, my cat was just, which she was, because we did have a mouse, and that whole area was shit.
But,
right?
Yeah, well, we're talking about upstate New York. But.
Yeah, the Schenectady area, man, get the fuck out of there if you live there.
Sorry, Ben.
Well, no, he lives in...
He lives in Albany,
yeah,
but he
lives in a different county. But
I'm sure he drives through there a couple times a week.
But, yeah, if you... Like, our apartment together after that, we had a mouse. And, like, I don't know what the fuck it is, but, like, no, get the fuck out of my house. But then I did feel... I had to get rid of it, and I felt bad. I had used a kitchen stupid glove, and, like, And my cat was just sitting there like, yeah, whatever. That's your fucking problem.
It's like, bitch, feed me after this. That's probably
and then she cuddled up with me at night. So I love that cat. I miss that cat, man.
Yeah, no, she was a very, very good cat. She was very nice. She was a human being.
My periwinkle that would talk to, she would talk to you, man.
Yeah, you would talk to her and go, ow.
I would literally have a conversation with this cat. I would talk to her, and she would meow right back.
Immediately.
Tilt her head.
Yeah, no breaks in conversations.
If I went into the bathroom, she would open the door and come in with me. Like, open the door and come into the bathroom.
When we first got together and I'm clapping it out, it was the weirdest thing because all I would hear was, air, and all of a sudden, it was like, here's Johnny when he fucking used that axe through the door. And I would see this hand just shoot because she'd open the door and her fucking one claw would pop through the bottom of the corner of the door. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Is this cat going to attack me? Because we're not letting her in? And then she would come in after this violent breaking in of the door, and she would pop it open somehow, and then you'd be looking at this door open, and just this little cat crawl up, and she jumps up on the bed and just curls up and goes to sleep. After this outpouring of strength to get into the fucking bedroom, I'm sitting there clapping away.
Multiple doors. My bedroom door, the bathroom door, and then she would climb up to the very top of if the door was open, she would climb to the top of the door.
And try to get held down. Like, dude, you can jump.
God, I miss that cat.
And I remember we had, I don't know how the hell we acquired this thing, but it was like a cat toy where they can climb up and claw around and shit. And,
oh, yeah. Like that's made out of carpet or whatever.
We would put that against the door to keep her out while we clapped it out.
Yeah,
and the whole time, wow. And the only thing that kept her from doing that was a little rubber T-Rex toy.
You were so mean.
Well, listen, there was like a rubber Tyrannosaurus Rex Godzilla thing. It might have been like 4 inches tall. It was a very small thing. But it was rubber and scary looking to a cat, apparently.
Yeah.
And I realized this was her kryptonite one day when it was just sitting there on a counter, and she went up there and she started backing up and then took off and left the room. I'm like, wait, this is how I get rid of her?
And it was only like, 3 inches tall?
She could have wrecked this thing in seconds if she knew how to use her cat powers.
It didn't make any noise.
It was just a rubber
thing. Move.
A rubber dinosaur.
It just, for some reason, the hair on her back would stand up.
She was horrified of this
She hated that one I don't know.
She wouldn't cross its path.
No. So you would put it in the fucking hole.
I would put it right at the corner of that door where she would put that fucking hand in and go, here's Johnny.
So mean.
I put it there at the corner where she would claw her freaking hand in until she got it through enough to pop the door open. And that little rubber dinosaur led to a lot of clap sessions. So thank you, little rubber dinosaur, wherever the hell you may be. Wherever you may be.
I don't know why she was so afraid.
Well, I guess they all have their thing. Like, just like dogs are afraid of stuffed animals sometimes. Like, why? Like,
she would climb in the goddamn... I used to get, like, when I first had her and she was a kid, I would get a real Christmas tree, and she would just climb the goddamn thing and just lay in the middle of the Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We need another cat.
No thanks.
See, I'm a cat person, man. I need my cats.
I don't think I'm an animal person anymore.
I'm going to be an old cat lady.
After these dogs, I'm not getting any more.
No, I want cats.
Yeah, after these dogs, I'm not getting more. Cat, only if they're outside cats and they come by and hang out.
No, because then they come in with... No.
Well, if we get them fixed and treated once in a while. I just don't want cats in the house 24/7 jumping up on me because they come to you when they want it.
And I'm okay with that.
I just don't want it all the time because animals are attracted to me for some reason. I give off a sip because I don't want them ever on me. No. I'll pet the dogs. But I don't want them jumping in my lap. They're bigger dogs. I don't want them jumping in my lap.
The moment they hear your voice.
Yep.
It's chaos.
All rise. Like they hear the door pop open and everyone stands up. They're just standing waiting, looking up and it's like, come on, fucking cats. Whenever I enter a room, they hear my voice. Cats are just flocking to me. They're running over to me. And like, dude, leave me alone. And I don't know, because like they say animals sense death. I'm still alive. So it's got to be something else. There you go.
They sense death.
They do. They sense death.
Oh, God.
At least that's what people say. Like, that's why sometimes they say when you enter a room, like your dog is staring in the corner of a room or your cat is sitting there going, wow. Or they got their fucking fur up and their tail up and shit at like 12 o'clock.
So you've just been a walking corpse for years?
This relationship's...
always are you.
Well, this marriage has been dead for years, so maybe that's what they're saying. Maybe that's it.
Oh, God, man. You make me laugh. You really do.
Well, you know, that's what makes us so compatible, I guess.
You ready to wrap this up? Because it's been an hour and a half.
How the hell's a ridiculously random song go? I
don't remember, but you know what? No, that's Jetsons or something. That's not...
No, that's like some game show.
What the fuck is that?
Price is Right or some shit. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
No, that's I Love Jeannie. Is it I Love Jeannie?
Yeah, thank you. It's I Love Jeannie. Thank you. Thank you very much. Damn, wait, how the fuck's a random song go?
I don't know. No, that's fucking Jeopardy. What's wrong with you?
I did it at the beginning of this episode for you guys. Just for you guys that missed the random episode. At least you got another dose of the Voices of Misery just because we had to pick up the slack for our voice this week.
You know what you all need to do? Just flood their email with love. And and bitching, I guess.
There you go. That's better. Ask them what the hell they did this week. Now, they will reveal all next week. It's not our business to tell what the hell's been going on in people's lives because it's not our place. But we bare our souls here every single week, multiple times, at voicesofmisery.podbean.com. You got anything you want to leave these people with before we throw out our plugs?
Leave them with? I don't think so. We covered everything.
Gems?
Any gems? No.
Any gems? Got any shout outs or anything you want to give today?
I don't think so. We don't ask for shout outs.
No.
Right? No, I don't have a problem with that, but we don't ask for shout outs, so who am I supposed to be shouting out?
Well, let's see. We get our boys at the Wednesday locker room, of course. I like to shout them out because they do some very good work.
I like
to
mostly shout them out on our Hameen episode.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind shouting them out again. And hopefully,
check them out every Wednesday at
they're happy.
Podbean.com every single morning. If you're up at 6:30 in the morning, like she is listening to it, you'll be able to hear their lovely voices and check out their show. It's very good. It's the Wednesday locker room with the Strangler Steve King and the Andrew Bello.
Came back.
I know. And I missed it. And apparently Peyton Royce was looking
pissed.
good.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Nia Jax has come back, which I know they don't like, and that's fine. Iconics came back.
What show is that? Is that Thursday or Monday?
No, that's Monday. That's Raw.
The Monday show. That's Raw. They come on. I don't know these things.
See, but because of this fucking DVR, we don't see this shit anymore.
We don't get to watch it.
So
no big deal. We're not missing anything.
That pisses me off. Oh my god, Iconic. Oh my god, I love that.
Maybe we'll ask the cable guy tomorrow. Be like, hey man, we got stuck with these fucking things. And do you have any cable boxes by any chance?
Dude, you're not. All I want is this Wi-Fi working.
Oh no, that'll definitely work.
He's not going to come and just drop off like a shitload of equipment.
You know they have like stores basically in the back of their trucks. But hey man, like we got stuck with these fucking Apple boxes. Do you have any cable boxes? Maybe we could upgrade our service right here on the spot and get a good price.
As long as you talk to these people,
I'll talk to them.
I'm not doing all that.
Because I would much rather have DVR than these Apple TVs are okay. But yeah,
I do like, and you told me I would like the Apple TV, and I do because it's like the iPad and the iPhone, and I do like it. But man, I do miss that DVR.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's my only issue, and I would be watching certain things in wrestling if I had it.
Yeah, I know.
So, but I'm sorry, I'm not sitting through 3-4 hours of fucking shit.
Some dumbass shit. So that's why we appreciate our boys there. We appreciate our boys at the Smack Attack for reviewing SmackDown, so we don't have to watch it. Pretty much everybody that does a wrestling show, I kind of feel that they're doing a service for people because I can't do it.
I mean, how can you sit there and watch without a crowd? Like, I give all of them props. I really do.
I couldn't do it, man. Like, that's like me trying to review Friends, a show that I hate.
Yeah, because
every single episode.
I think most of these guys are tired of doing it by now, right?
But that's their shtick.
No, I understand that. That's their show, and that's what they do. But like, oh my god, I couldn't. Nope.
Couldn't do it, man.
I'd be like, no, sorry, this is going to be my last show. Can I do something next week with a different one?
Like, please,
Can I review The Office every week?
Yeah, fucking hey, man. Let's just rethink this whole thing. But we appreciate everybody for all the hard work they do, and we appreciate the Random Podcast. Hopefully they'll be back next week. Hopefully things calm down.
I'm dying to know their top 5 fast food chains. Like, I'm really curious because that boxing I know nothing about.
Yeah.
But fast food, you could talk to me about fast food. So,
I know you love that shit.
I'm dying to know what their choices are. I can't wait to hear that.
It's all good, though, man.
So that'll be next week?
Hope you guys enjoy the bonus episode this week. We will talk to you next week. But before we go, you can find us on Twitter at Voices of Misery. Facebook and Instagram is Voices of Misery. Gmail is voicesofmiserypodcast@gmail.com. If you guys send a really cool email, maybe we'll read it on there. We're not really an email reading podcast, but if you guys send something cool, if you want it read on the air, to specify it in the title, and we'll do it. Or if you got a topic or something you want us to talk about, or a question, we can keep you anonymous. We'll answer it on air and read it out there, just to kind of change things up a little bit here, kind of get back to our roots, because that's what we used to do. We used to answer questions and shit like that way back in the day. And,
topics would be cool too.
Yeah, whatever. How you guys got any ideas? We'll talk about whatever you want us to hear. We talk about, man. We'll talk about anything. That's what makes us so unique. We're often imitated and never duplicated, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Voice of Misery Podcast.
Oh, he said it again. What's going on?
We will talk to you soon.
Hey everyone, this is Stevie Richards. When I'm not doing Stevie Richards Fitness, well actually when I am doing Stevie Richards Fitness resistance band training programs, I like to listen to my friends on the Voices of Misery podcast. They talk about literally everything and anything, some stuff that might offend you. So if you're not easily offended, don't subscribe, because they say whatever is on their minds is actually subscribe. Subscribe anyway. You might learn something, and check them out anywhere you can download and listen to your favorite podcast. And of course, check them out at voicesofmisery.podbean.com.